M1 Pro MacBook Pro, 2 Pros. M1 Pro MacBook Pro 1TB, 16 inches, 10 core CPU, 16 core GPU, 16GB unified memory. That is how you will call this laptop. So this is not the first laptop that I am using which is having a Apple Silicon. I've been using M1 MacBook Pro for more than 2 years now. Then I bought this M1 Pro MacBook Pro 16 inches which I'm using from 2 months. And here's my review. With M1 Pro chips and M1 Max chips, Apple has totally redesigned their MacBook lineup. They have moved away from the curvy edges towards more squared edges and thicker MacBooks. Just exactly how they did with the iPhones. You will see a lot of ports in this MacBook, unlike the previous ones wherein you just had 2 Thunderbolt ports. On left hand side you have one MagSafe charger port, which is a very welcome port, 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports and a 3.5mm jack. On the right hand side you will get HDMI slot with one Thunderbolt port and SDXC card slot. And if you look closely, the Apple logo is also much bigger now. At the bottom you will see the branding of MacBook Pro and a well-built rubber bottom pads which are flatter than the previous generation. And once you open the flap of this MacBook, you will notice all black keyboard that looks very premium. Huge trackpad, huge speaker grill on the side of the keyboard. Screen which have very thin bezels, and on 16 inches it looks more thin. And the world famous notch which somehow Apple loves it and they still have in their iPhones. Apple introduced a bigger and a better Touch ID this time which works flawlessly. This Mac is quite heavy and it weighs 2.1 kgs, which definitely you can feel in your hand, in your laps and wherever you are handling it. But I feel this laptop is more lappable, if that word exists really. It is more lappable than the smaller ones because you get a bigger area which sits very comfortably on your laps. And let me tell you, I love this notch. It doesn't feel awkward. It doesn't come in any of your Windows workflows. And the cursor magically hides behind the notch. This notch has 1080p camera and all kinds of sensors which are required to function this laptop in a pro manner. Seeing the build quality and the materials used, I can definitely say this Mac will date very nicely. Talking about displays, it's a 16.2 inches liquid retina XDR display which consists of mini LEDs, has a maximum brightness of 1000 nits which can go up to 1600 nits for the HDR content. Let me tell you, this looks awesome. The best thing about the screen is 120Hz refresh rate, and it varies from 24Hz. Depending if you're seeing a movie, it will go to 24Hz, but if you're playing a high GPU intensive game, it will go up to 120Hz. Color grading with this screen is very accurate and it gives the right color, right balance, right saturation, right hues so that I'm able to fine tune the colors to make my video awesome. This Mac has M1 Pro chip which has 10 core CPU and 16 core GPU. It is the basic variant. You can customize it to 32 core GPU as well. It has a 16GB unified memory. So unified memory is a very good concept. Basically what happens broadly is when you are doing a very heavy work and your RAM is overloaded and it wants more RAM, then the SSD, the storage, the hard disk of this laptop can be used as a RAM through unified memory. That is the concept of unified memory. This chip is mastered for very awesome performance and it is power efficient. You can throw any editing software, any 3D modeling software, any CAD software, and it will run smoothly in this M1 Pro MacBook Pro. All my editing happens through this laptop, through Final Cut Pro, without using any proxies. It is the real raw footages that I use without making it a proxy. It runs smoothly on the screen. There is no lag, there is no jitters. Given that it's a 16-inch screen, you have a better screen state. Rendering, exporting files from any editing software is very simple and it will be better or comparable to any of your custom built PCs. Till now, I've never felt a need of a M1 Max chip, which is a better performing chip than this M1 Pro. All my footages are 4K 60 frames per second, and this M1 Pro runs smoothly in any software. Talking about the battery, I've never felt any kind of an issue. This battery lasts easily for me throughout a day. Let's say I have some 1 hour of footage which I'm editing, which is in 4K 60 FPS. I can do full editing and make it into a 10-minute video easily. I take around 7 to 8 hours, and those 7 to 8 hours floats easily, still having juice left in my MacBook. That is the level of battery this MacBook has. If you're a light user doing spreadsheets, PPT, online meeting, etc., this MacBook will easily go 2 days without any charge. And talking about the charging, it comes with 140 charger brick and it charges 50% in just half an hour, and full charge happens in 1.5 hours. I have not faced any issue in terms of battery or in terms of charging with this Mac. This laptop has an awesome backlit keyboard and Force Touch trackpad. Typing on this keyboard is a bliss. The black base of this keyboard looks really premium, and typing, the feedback, the click sound and the accuracy of typing is just awesome. It is a notch better than my earlier M1 MacBook Pro. Having a 16-inch MacBook helps you to rest your palms on the aluminum chassis. You can type very comfortably keeping your hand there. The trackpad is very large and it is very responsive, very accurate, very sensitive, and whenever you click, the haptic feedback is just awesome. It actually feels that it is a physical moving trackpad, which is not the case. The speakers of this laptop are just awesome.
Answer questions if you get stuck and do a final review before you file. And if you qualify, it's all free until March 31st.
No laptop in the market stands near to the quality sound that this MacBook produces. Even if you compare with the older generation MacBooks and MacBook Pros, this is great speakers, and definitely listening to it will make you feel that you're listening to something very expensive, very premium. The camera is also decent. It's 1080p. It has also studio-like 3-mic array system. Let me show you. So this is the mic of M1 Pro MacBook Pro 16 inches. And I think it's fine. Cherry on the cake is the Mac OS. And the Mac OS has always been very fluid, very intuitive, and it is a very stable operating system that Apple has mastered it. Be it the stage manager, the gestures, magnification of the dock, and whatnot. Everything looks very beautiful, very pleasing to eyes, very intuitive, very easy to use. This is the basic 1TB 16 inches M1 Pro MacBook Pro, which has 10-core CPU, 16-core GPU, and 16 GB unified memory. This you can buy at 2.6 lakhs, but currently you can buy it at a 10% lesser price. It might sound very expensive to somebody who is not a pro user and who doesn't need so much performance from their laptop or Mac. But if you are somebody who is a content creator, who is a coder, who are doing very heavy intensive software works and use very heavy softwares day in day out, then this laptop will not feel you expensive. It will be an investment that you will be happy while you keep it. So to conclude, I can say if you are somebody who are just using laptop or Mac for spreadsheets, PPT, emails, online meeting, that means you are a light user. This Mac is not for you. Better buy for you would be the MacBook Airs. This is for somebody who are using very heavy softwares, very graphic intensive softwares, doing good video editing, photo editing, working on coding, doing Xcode, Python, etc. For those, this is a very good buy. By far, this is the most expensive Apple device that I have owned, and I'm really enjoying it. Thanks for watching till here, and if you want to know anything more about this MacBook, please comment and I will reply you.